Morning YouTube. I just thought I'd do a midwinter garden tour. I'm not going to walk all the way around the garden because that'd take far too long. I'm just going to highlight a few things. So as you can see, I've got some nice little primulas there at the front door. The hydrangeas are all bare sticks now, and a big pile of wood for a fire. Just over here we've got a nice hellebore, which is a nice winter flower, and some people call it winter rose, so that's doing really well. So this is the main, or no, not the main bank, the newest bank, and there's a few things. See, it gets a bit of sun, sort of midday here now, so I'll show you a few things that are still flowering on this bank. So the verbena's flowering, that's looking really good. First narcissi or daffodil coming up. Got a few primulas or primroses coming up. Red fountain's looking spectacular, especially in the sun. Glows beautifully. Geranium, ground geranium still flowering or trying to flower. This one's still in flower, but I shall probably cut that one back and tidy it up before the spring. I can't remember the name of this one, but it comes in yellow, white, orange and red. Makes quite a big bush. Needs a nice sheltered spot out of the frost, and it has that there. Does really well there. Who are you barking at, mister? It's Mummy. Hello. Hello, Smiler. There's Buddy. He didn't realise it was me coming around. So I've planted up all my black planters here. So I've got to get up close so you can see what's going on. Still got a geranium in flower there. Like I say, it's midwinter. Sycamon's doing well. And some other bits and pieces. This will all pick up and do really good in the spring. Obviously it's not doing much now. It's not warm enough. But still got a few more geraniums there. You see around the front where we used to have the Azaleas, that's all been tucked away now. The only reason that shade cloth's on the top there is because we top dressed it all with a bit of blood and bone and some compost to keep them nice and warm for the winter. And if we don't put that on there, then the birds will dig it out and make a right mess. So that's the only reason that's on there. Still got a reasonable show on the patio. So my pots are coming on. They're doing well because they get lots of sun here. So they will grow really well. They'll be looking great for the spring. The pots here are picked up nice. That diacica at the back, the purple's looking great. Still got a couple of geraniums there. And the box with the pine cones, that's doing well as well. So around the front, I've got the sickle down the bottom there. I hope you can see them. I can't see what I'm filming here because the lights are bad, but they're doing well as well. More pots here I've just planted up. That was those pansies I showed you the other day. Not pansies, sorry, primroses that I showed you the other day, and they're coming away in a treat, so they'll look really good in the spring. I was just going to show you our citrus, which this is called Citrus Corner here, and we've got limes. That's the lime. If I can see it, hope you can see it. Let me just touch it so I know. Yeah, there. Did you know citrus plants are the only ones that have flowers and fruit at the same time? As you can see, there's some flowers on that bit there. And fruit over there. Right, this is the lemon tree. We've got lemons on there, so we'll be picking those soon. And that's just a kaffir lime, so you just use these. Although it has fruit, you don't use the fruit, you actually use the leaves, and it's like a double leaf. I think I've shown you this before. I'll pick one off. You see, it's like a double leaf, and it smells gorgeous of lime. You can put that in your rice to make a lime rice. Obviously you take the leaf out before you serve it. And the one in the back, he's not looking too bad. He's looking a bit sad, but that's a mandarin and he's never produced any fruit. So we're waiting for that one to maybe produce some one day. Thought I'd just quickly show you the pond. The fish are coming up. They do come up in the sun to get warm, but I don't feed them this time of the year at all. As you can see, everything's looking a bit bedraggled. Not much colour over this side of the garden, and the other side of the pond with more fish there. And again, it's all looking a bit bedraggled this side of the garden. So I'll walk around the back now and show you around there. So there's the house, and this is the main bank that I see we look at from the house. And this does get no sun at all in the winter. So it gets a little bit up that end, and then that's it, because the sun's so low in the sky. But I do have a few things flowering here. I've got some hellebores, Christmas, Christmas roses, that's it. Few there. I've got some pink ones there, just coming on. I'll just walk down this so you can see a lot of things are not really doing much. We do have some irises coming up there, and as you can see, I've mulched everywhere now with the pine needle mulch. We use that a lot. It's brilliant for keeping the weeds down. So more hellebores back there. I got quite a few of those. I just pull them out if they're in the wrong place. So that back there is, now that I believe is Solomon's seal, maybe, or no, it's a daylily. That's a daylily coming up, and another huge daylily there coming up as well. More hellebores. So all covered in mulch. This one's still, I can't remember what this is called. Oh, it'll come to me in a minute. I do know, but that's putting on a nice show of flowers. Really, really tiny. I get nice and close if it'll focus. Nope. Try that one over there. That one's open better. Where is it? There. Smells gorgeous, by the way, that one. Not very good light here. And as you can see in the background there, I've still got fuchsias flowering, but they'll go over in a minute. As soon as this starts getting frosted, really frosted, it doesn't actually melt. It stays frosted all the time, and that'll knock a few things back. So a bit further along, and still got pensimons in flower, which is great. And some more irises coming up, some more hellebores, and a few things poking through over here. So it won't be long. Spring will soon be here. I look at everybody else's video and think, oh God, they're in summer and I'm freezing. But soon I will be in summer and everybody else will be freezing. As you can see, I've given that beautiful pink rose, my favourite rose, drastic action this year. I've cut it right down because it was getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So I've pruned that one, and I've pruned that one. So hopefully I haven't killed them. So this was the lovely hosta bed. That was full of hostas. Nothing now, just all little pine mulch. First thing that will come up here is trilliums. I've got about 6 or 8 or even 12 trilliums in here, some white ones and some burgundy red ones, so they'll be coming up soon, hopefully. Still got some flowers on this, not many, but a few in places. So with the other side of the pond, and got some lovely buds coming on my. This is a azalea. This one's a lime green azalea. And then I've got some buds coming on the camellias. So they're all going to be bursting into flowers soon. Grevillea is still doing well. That's an Australian plant. Rarely water that. It just sits in that pot and it puts on a great show. Really, really good value plant, that one. You can get hold of it. You don't even water it much or nothing. It does really well there. As you can see, things are looking quite frosted now. The Agapanthus, I'll give that a trim back. It all comes back, does well. And I've got a nice camellia that is actually in flower here. This is an autumn flowering one right through the winter, so that one does really, really well. Try and get up close so you can see the flower. Whoops. You can see that flower. Hopefully it's not too bright. Beautiful, that one. And would you believe that's an Australian bred camellia and it can withstand faux sun. So it does alright there. Another camellia coming into flower. Just got the one flower which is going over a bit. But it's got plenty of buds to come. So I'm quite pleased about that. So there's the Orchid House. So we're coming around here now. Going around the other side. I call this the back, but it's actually the front of the house. So we've got plenty of rhododendrons and camellias in there. That will give some flowers soon. Another variegated rhododendron. I've got 2 or 3 of those. They've never flowered yet. So I'm waiting for them to flower. Let's see if we can see what it's called. There we are. So, quite looking forward to that one flowering eventually. Tidied up all my husband's espaliers. So this is his, hopefully you can see this because of the sun. This is the Pear. And that one's a Pear. So hopefully they'll do pretty good. Another camellia in there full of buds. So I'm looking forward to that one flowering. This Griselinea, variegated Griselinea, has done really, really well there. It obviously likes it there. Brightens up this corner because it could be quite dark here. And this Laurel, I think that's called a Laurel. That's doing well as well, and that brightens up this corner. They're side by side. With just the primroses, primulas in the middle. Some more primulas there in flower. A pansy, good old pansies. You can rely on them to give a good display. So this is the view. I did a view of this in the summer, and as you can see, and it was a riot of colour in summer, and as you can see, not much in colour now, but there is the odd thing. If you get up close, you can see a few things, like that tiny little primula there, purple one with the red eye centre is beautiful, and then that gorgeous red one there. Another purple one. You can rely on those for a good display. I've put tons of them in. Tons of them. Hundreds, in fact. So these are all coming back. They need splitting up and dividing, really, because they're getting huge. Huge, great clumps of them. You see them along there. And then I've put some here. Along here. Give a good display. All mulched. All done. It was a mission. I think it was about 25 wheelbarrows of mulch in the end, but it's something that we do, and it does suppress the weeds considerably. It's really good, and we just gather it from the woods. We don't have to pay for it, and it doesn't harm anything. It's a myth that your pine needle mulch is really acidic. I think I've explained before. It's not really acidic, and it would be if our woods were hundreds of years old and you dug down deep, but just lying it on top like that is absolutely fine. So, mostly camellias around here, all coming into bud. And that lovely, that's a new type of primula. I can't remember the names of these things. I'm terrible with the names. But that one's putting on a beautiful display, and I've planted quite a few more little ones, got a few in there. Still got the odd naked lily or belladonna in flower, so they'll die back now and then they'll start producing their leaves. I've got the odd foxglove still in flower there. some of the lilies, but you can see they're getting a bit frosted. They will get frosted because this is our cold period coming up now, the next month or so. So that one's still there, and I've still got lots of lovely primulas. There's Bud. The girls are lazy. The girl dogs are lazy. They're in line by the fire. But Bud's all about. He wants to know what I'm doing, where I'm going, and he's coming with me. So here's the fern and sickle garden. So you can see the moss is still alive, but it's underneath. It's underneath the pine needles that's got through the netting. Netting's on there because of the birds. But, you know, it'll pick up. Like I say, it's midwinter, so not much is growing and not much is doing well. And then we've got the area. I won't go round there because there's very little happening round there. But that'll perk up in the spring, and I'll show you in the spring. So we're back round the back of the hosta bed here now. So that's about all really. I'll end this with Mr. Bud. Budsy, off the garden, honey. You walk right on all my plants, look. Donk, donk, donk. The girls have learnt to keep off the garden, keep on the paths, but Bud's got to learn that. There he goes. Bye, Bud. Right, thanks for watching YouTube. Please like, subscribe, or dislike, and I'll catch up with you soon. That's right, Buds. Pee on me plants. All right, bye for now.